another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is episode 4 of season 5. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. I do apologise for my hair, it's absolutely wild and this one's going all off on it. I've got it braided up because I'm doing a triathlon in 2 days for charity, so I'm going to sleep over there tomorrow night, so I won't have time to record the video. So boom, getting this one done today and getting tomorrow's done for you guys, just so you can still enjoy the content while I'm off absolutely grafting. And I tell you who was grafting: KLAUS last episode. You know, he was trying to get Elijah back into New Orleans. Now, somebody is going around and, well, somebody's taking Hayley. Now, is she dead? Is she alive? We don't know. We just seen the casket that she was in after Hope attacked her, which was really interesting, by the way, with the help of Henry. And, you know, she thought she was all good using a spell, cloaking her. And when he went to get her, she was gone. It looked like there was a struggle, a fight. It looked like possibly transitioned into a wolf as well. And boom, she's been nowhere to be seen since then. I tell you who's nowhere to be seen as well: Henry, mate, because someone's gone after him and they've killed him, ripped his heart out, and then dropped his body pretty much on a rope in the middle of New Orleans for everybody to see. And I still have no idea who this could possibly be. Honestly, no clue whatsoever. And we didn't even kind of address it last episode, which I have no problem with at all, because the storyline that we got was absolutely fantastic in my personal opinion. I know we've only had 3 episodes up until the last one, but it was the best one of the season. I really love it when we hone in on one character and we give them a lot of time of day, and we just give fantastic information. Like the Vampire Diaries, when we had Damon, yeah, absolutely smashing it in his war episode, mate. That was sick. We had an episode in the Vampire Diaries as well when Stefan was being martyred. Do you remember when he was a drug? He got transitioned over into the drug. Yeah, okay. There was lots of other characters in that show and all that, and it wasn't as a main focal point as it was in the Damon episode. But most of the episode, it was Stefan being, well, yeah, it was just focusing on Stefan and his acting, and it was just fantastic. Again, 2 episodes I absolutely love, and then boom, this one focusing on Elijah. All of it pretty much was Elijah. From the moment he was compelled from Marcel to getting off the bus in New York, which was really interesting, and not having a clue who he is, where he is, that he's a vampire, you know, who his family is, you know, he's just there, lost. He ended up feeding on somebody. Then he's kind of going on a spiral, doing what vampires do, attacking everybody. He still didn't know that he had a daylight ring on to help him walk in the sun. He ended up hearing somebody else attacking somebody, a female. And he's gone over and he's seen her, and he was like, mate, I thought I was like the only one. She was trying to get away because she knew he was Elijah Michelson, but she acted like she didn't. And it's quite smart actually for me, really smart, because obviously she knows he's an original, but he was kind of playing dumb. Well, he wasn't playing dumb, he didn't know who he was, so she kind of like was trying to suss him out. She took him to a bar, he was having, well, a coffee shop, and he was having something sweet and a drink, and she was speaking to him, realising that he's actually a really nice guy, and that he is pretty much, you know, lost. He doesn't know who he is, and she was kind of helping him. Now, obviously, the storyline kept progressing, and obviously, the more we transitioned into the episodes, the more he kind of really, really wanted to find out who he was and where he'd come from. And pretty much, they started establishing themselves as a couple, which I really enjoyed because Elijah looked really happy. And then Marcel turned up, pinned Elijah up against, well, you need to leave New York. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be here. Obviously, because Rebecca's there, and when they get too close, we know what happens. And then he bounced, and Elijah, first time he heard his name and turned around, he's like, he called me Elijah, you know, like, I need to go after him. And she's like, look, mate, you can go after him, but I'm not, you know, like, this is a deep, dark spiral, and I'm not going down that road. That is interesting because she knows he's Elijah Michelson and he doesn't, and she's illogically being, you know, like the smart thing. And to be honest, she was a decent vampire. Her morals was really good. She was like, look, I had a daylight ring. I don't want to wear it. I want to be a night walker. You know, like, I'm a vampire. I don't want to hold on to a life that I previously had. I want to live and establish myself in the life that I currently live. I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. Do you know, I had to really enjoy it. I thought her morals was really good. She let Elijah go off and do whatever he wanted to do. He ended up spiraling out all over the place, going to France, which is interesting because that's a place where he said that he was going to take Hayley, and she was there. He must have been searching for her. She was playing the piano, and he went in, and boom, they rekindled their relationship, and obviously they started going out. He ended up asking her to marry him, which was really good because he looks really happy. He actually does look really happy, which makes me really happy. And as she went in the back to get some champagne to celebrate, KLAUS was there. He compelled her to say no because he's taking Elijah back to New Orleans. You know, he needs him. All this crap is going on. He needs his brother by his side. She's sipping Brevine. because she knows he's Elijah Michelson. And she went in, she sat down, she was like, look, somebody's in here, he's asking for you. He tried to compel me, you know, he's like, get the bar out now. Cleared the bar, Elijah, KLAUS, face to face. KLAUS was pleading, everything, mate. Please come back, brother. I need you. You know, you might not remember it, but we rose. We seen kingdoms rise and fall. We was kings. You know, Elijah's like, look, I know who you are. I ran into Marcel a few years ago. He told me everything about the Michelsons. I'm no longer a Michelson. I don't want to be anything about Michelson. I know about Hayley. I know about Hope, but that's not my life now. My life is here with her. We're getting married. They had a fight, he snapped KLAUS's neck, and then they bounced. And Elijah was saying to his fiancée, look, I seen it in his eyes, mate. He knows that I was telling the truth. He's not going to come back after me. She thought he was going to come and attack them. And he was like, no, he's not going to come. And he was right, mate. Once KLAUS woken up, he got the phone, rang Freya, said, I can't find Elijah. I'm going to have to come back empty-handed. And boom, mate. That is where we finished, mate. The episode's done. So, very interesting. I really, really did enjoy the last episode. I did say it could be the kind of last time we see Elijah, and I'm not too sure if I would be too bothered because I feel like he went off decently. Good episode focusing on him. Storyline kind of concluded really well with him not really knowing who he is, but like really happy in his new life. And yeah, I thought it was a great episode. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait for today. So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's episode. If you do, please smash a like. Really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
New Orleans is a survivor. She has faced down countless tragedies. New Orleans turns misery into magic. In spite of all our differences, the whole city celebrates carnival season together. Each crew more unique than the last. There's no better mistress than New Orleans during Mardi Gras.
So what exactly are you implying?
Hope hit her mother with a cloaking spell. Someone found her. That requires a witch.
Freya told me that Hayley had gone missing. There were a dozen of us witches out there in them streets performing locator spells trying to find her. We had absolutely nothing to do with her disappearance. I promise you that.
Why would the werewolves take down their own alpha?
It's a valid question. Perhaps one of your fellow swamp mates can shed some light.
Bloodsucker killed Henry just for being a hybrid.
Now, you wolves saw the boy as an abomination as well.
Do you really think my guys would be that stupid? They know that if they even laid a finger on Hayley, they'd be answering to me.
We didn't touch her.
Well, I suggest you amp up your efforts to retrieve her then, because if my daughter is not reunited with her mother by sundown, then your entire faction will face the wrath of my disappointment.
It's true. And do you know what, right? Okay, KLAUS might not be the strongest anymore, but the whole reason we was drawn, or I was drawn, is that there was a power Michelson, an undefeatable one, a savage, one that was king of everybody, and they come in and they dominated, and he was king of plans. He set it all in motion, and he watched it plan out, and then he went and attacked, and he hit everyone. That's what I want, mate. Not seen that enough off KLAUS in the last few seasons. We've had fantastic seasons, but now let's finish off with him being the big bad wolf again and dominate.
Compelling Nola's finest, I see.
They have the numbers. I need eyes everywhere. Whoever did this can't hide from me.
This chatter, you're unhinged. I'm just making sure you're not poised to do something that we'll all regret. Because last I heard, Hope's picking maggots out of her cafeteria food.
You seem to forget that my other siblings carry this curse.
Somebody's loving it, mate.
I know that this is hard for you to hear, but Ivy's cards predicted that your niece might in fact be the devil in disguise, so you cannot be soft on her.
What happened? Her father has search parties scouring every inch of the city. We'll find her. So wait, if she's still missing, then why are you here? I figured with everything going on, you could use a friend. Thought you weren't allowed to do magic outside of the classroom.
Ketchup reading. I'm trying to make up for being suspended.
Stuff our faces with deep-fried glory. And you could tell me about that cute boy you had hidden in your room last week.
Do you know what? I've got a question, actually. She just said she went on an 11-hour drive. But because America is so big, I'm pretty sure like they have states bigger than England. The whole of England is one state. Now, to me, driving like 3 hours, I would literally rather die. Literally. Now, I'm sure that is just a standard trip. Like I hear stuff and see it online and so, and then people are like, oh mate, I drove like 2 hours to go and have coffee with my friends. And I think, oh mate, you've got to have one good friend to do that. But is that normal? Like, what is too long for for a drive for you, like, to go somewhere. Like, to me, 2 hours max. If it's anything after that, not worth it. But I'm sure that that's just standard in America. Like, you want to go to the mall or whatever, go for food, driving like 2 hours, probably nothing.
Your assistance requires psychological evaluation. Allow me to make this easy for you. Psychopath, on a mission, no time for chit-chat. Wait, what do you hear?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's well interesting. That's mad. Oh, that is mad. This looks well good.
You're not gonna wave back?
No, pretty sure his ego can handle it.
The stuff you were studying earlier.
I'm examining regional magic as it relates to socio-political and economic statuses.
Trying to break every possible spell in those books by yourself would take 1,000 years.
I'm the one that put the cloaking spell on her in the first. Maybe I can find a way to lift it without being in the room with her.
Let's get to work.
I'm a firm believer, me. If it's never been done, it can be done.
Marcel have us wasting time trudging through the bayou.
Marcel wants Klaus out of town ASAP. Finding Hayley makes that happen.
But what about when what's good for everyone isn't good for vampires?
Joshua! You caught me bad-mouthing you. But I was bad-mouthing while also doing what you asked.
He's one of them ones that they'd love to kill, but he never does.
A hostage situation. How creative.
Be a dear and enclose your new roommates in a barrier spell. I would so hate for anyone to steal you away. If you don't do as I say, I will hunt down anyone you love, and then blood, gore, screaming death.
Josh knows the score.
Are you 100% sure no one in your ranks did this?
I'm 100% sure you. I appreciated this city a hell of a lot more when it ran like a democracy and not like a monarchy.
Klaus took a member of each faction. He said if we don't turn Hayley in by sundown, he'll slaughter them.
He must know he's not taking Josh out. Josh is a cat with 9 lives, man. Literally, he's so lucky because he's like, he's friends with all. He's like friends with them all, but not KLAUS. You know what I mean? So he's lucky, man. His life, like, to me, his life's never in danger. And now I've said that, he's probably going to get killed in some of the next few episodes.
I give that family the benefit of the doubt. I do magic for them, and then in the end, it's just the same thing.
We all know how the story goes, but that doesn't mean we can risk their lives. If we attempt a rescue, Klaus will kill them all.
There is absolutely no strategist that is as great as Klaus Michelson.
Klaus steps out of line, we'll be the first to know.
The words scrawled on the wall of that house apply to you just as much as they do me. They took Hayley by force. They tied her down like an animal. Because she's different, because they were scared of her. Do your job and deliver my next message.
I'm really liking KLAUS this season. I like his emotions as well.
Pretty.
The Saltzman twins found it like 2 years ago. Pretty sure it's their evil mean girl lair.
You want to find your mom? You got to start with how she was taken in the first place. Then we retrace every step you took. A deconstructing spell magnified with a cup of blood in each bowl will give us that.
Yes, mate, that's it.
Damn it. Maybe you shouldn't have picked a spell that involved me bleeding out, which you knew couldn't happen.
There was even a chance of it working, don't you think? One of the 100 powerful New Orleans witches would have thought of it by now. Vincent and Ivy think they've learned something about you.
Oh, yeah, she's a fucking devil, man.
Look, I don't like his methods any more than you do, all right? But let's not lose sight of the goal here.
She's not one of us?
I'm sorry, us? Look, I've only seen your face 3 times in my entire life. All right? So let's not start throwing stones about who's who.
Marcel Gerard, the vampire with werewolf toxin in his fang.
Things that will shut you up permanently in less than 6 seconds.
He was a threat.
He was a kid!
If Josh dies because of you two, I will bury you both with him.
See, the wolf, I actually don't mind the wolf. I know she's stressing and saying all this stuff. She's a little bit annoying, but I don't mind her. She was trying to do whatever it is for Henry. This vampire is pretty annoying. My personal opinion, she is annoying. I love how Marcel was like, mate, I've only seen your face 3 times. Chill your beans, mate. Or I'll just kill you. Literally, just calm your ass down. Stop throwing stones at me because I will take you out. I loved it.
I used to hear all kinds of wild tales about Vincent Griffith. I could never figure out what was fact and what was fiction. A great husband.
Whose wife lost her way. Long and short of that is, I got us both into some dark magic. I got out of it. She did not.
I took my ex-husband to a burlesque club on our 5th anniversary. I blame myself because he left me for one of the dancers. I tell my friends he was a fool. And then I took up yoga so I could feel beautiful again.
The idea that you would spend so much as a single second like you're anything other than beautiful.
Innit? What are these guys thinking, man? Absolutely crazy, aren't they?
No. Turn them over. Klaus is grieving, desperate, but he's not erratic. Playing at a larger game here, he's walking a fine line.
He knows what he's doing.
Your goodbye letters didn't do any good. Now, instead of searching, the vampires and the werewolves are back in their corner. Know what happened between you and Elijah. And if he were here, he would know exactly what to say. But he's not. I am. If keeping Hayley alive makes you weak, yes.
Don't presume to lecture me.
This is my family. For the last 7 years, I have been a phone call away whenever Hope needed me. I am trying to talk you out of making the biggest mistake of your life.
Elijah knew who he was, and he still told me to leave. I begged him. He's gone.
Can't let it cloud your judgment, not with Hayley's life on the line.
Hey, that was some good advice, mate. It was perfect advice, that. Guess what we're guessing is in the box. Rapid. I don't know, man. I'm mad. Please let it shock me. Oh, shit.
The death card. Oh, God, no.
If you kill those hostages, what do you...
I'm going out of my mind here. Look at what they've done to Hayley. I don't do well without Elijah.
Okay. I knew it was gonna happen.
3 of us could get a jump on.
Said the guy whose last words will be oops.
Cheer this, mate. Wow, this is really good. I thought, because I am a fully, like, what is it? Like, I am fully unsure. That is not even the right word. I have no idea who this is. I have no idea what they want. I'm on Klaus's side, but like, it's a tough one, man. I don't think these people deserve to die. Like, innocents don't deserve to die, but I'm all on Klaus's side and trying to save his family, because that's what he's trying to do, man. He's trying to save his family, but also he's suffering from the loss of his family last episode. So the guy's just like all over the place, but I'm also Marcel's side as well, because he's giving good advice. He's being the Elijah of the situation. He actually was. He gives sound advice. He said the right things. Let me be here for you, you know. Don't put your family in danger. I'm your family. I've been a call away for the last 7 years. I loved all of that. Like, the last 10 minutes, I've really enjoyed all of it.
Are you okay?
Where the hell were you?
What you wanted was to slide back into town and run things like you used to.
Now look.
Nah, this is not Marcel's fault. He didn't do anything.
Josh.
Predicted to be the downfall of what? My family? New Orleans? The world?
Things might not work out the way we want them to. For when your emotions are tested in ways you couldn't even imagine. You're a firstborn Michelson witch.
I'm so sensitive. Everyone's afraid I'm just gonna flip out.
I know what it's like to have your family thrust you into a situation where the world is on your shoulders.
I feel bad for you.
The woman I love.
No, man, I do feel bad for you.
Leave me alone! Oh, stop it!
You're a fool.
Because I fell for your sob story about Elijah. Not even true.
Every word of it, every part of him was unfamiliar. Put the pressure on and see how the factions react. Vincent and the witches worked with us. The wolves were prepared to die for their alpha, but the vampires... The vampire took Hayley, so that those who care for her would suffer. This is a game, and they're enjoying it. I can't save her if they don't fear me. Neither can you.
Man, do you know what? In this situation, it's so true. Everyone's standing up to... Everyone is standing up to Marcel now. Now, it got on my nerves a little bit when everybody was standing up to KLAUS a few seasons ago. Davina was dominating him in every single thing. She was winning. Now, I had no problem with Davina doing that, but in terms of, like, to me, there has to be an up and a down. So, like, you have to win some and lose some. Yeah, you need to learn how to lose to know how to win. That, so to speak, is some sort of saying, like, because the people who suffered defeat are the ones that relish in the victory, because they're the ones that, I don't want that defeat again. Sack that, mate. You know, you beat me one time. That's not happening again. All the people at the top of the pedestal, consistently up there, winning, you know, they're on the high horse. They got weakness because they think that they're the best, and somebody's going to come in sneaking up like Davina did and constantly drop you down. But then it was happening too often for KLAUS, and now we're kind of getting in this situation with Marcel, where obviously he's the strongest one, he physically is the strongest one, and every single person in this season since we've been back is kind of giving him a bit of grief. Everyone's standing up to him, everyone's kind of slagging him off, Josh is standing up to him. Josh kind of blamed him for what was going on there, and it was not his fault at all. He tried to stop that situation. He give KLAUS good advice, and KLAUS was the one that attacked him, so nothing to do with Marcel. That female stood up to him as well, and she said that he was different, he's not one of us. And they dropped it in like an episode before as well, or 2 episodes ago, when they said, maybe you shouldn't be the leader of New Orleans because you're not even a vampire. Do you know what I'm saying? And now we're getting into this storyline where on the wall, like, you filthy mudbloods. They don't say that. It didn't say hybrid. It was like, I don't know what it said. It didn't say high crossbreed. Do you know what I mean? So it isn't specifically focusing on Hayley and KLAUS, because crossbreed, specific word in that, so it can relate to Marcel as well. I'm still saying it's Aurora. No idea why, but why not? She was sick. We never seen her die. She was dropped in a couple of episodes ago. Like, who's that woman in your basement? Let her out. Let her go crazy again. Go after KLAUS.
Has spoken, and we all come running.
I know that most of you feel that I've been mistaken in some of my decisions lately. I wanted to rule through trust and through goodwill. As I said, I made a mistake. Until I can trust all of you to fall in line, and until Hayley Marshall is found, I am changing the rule.
You're not one of us anymore.
It's for you, KLAUS.
Break the rules, defy our orders. No more head garden. Just your head.
That is a twist. I did not expect it. I do like it. Now, they focused in on that woman's face a little bit, smirking. Kind of be taking, like, I think they're trying to make us think it's her, but I don't think it is. And Josh looked a little bit concerned as well.
Henry jumped? You look like you might.
All of the witches in New Orleans think that I'm gonna melt the city if she doesn't come home. I think I'm just tired of everyone being so scared of me. Private audience with the boy who sweats diamonds. You didn't start it. But I'm the end of it. So what do we do now?
Control your powers. Just learn it. You know what I mean?
Tonight we parade in Colette's honor. We will lead her down our streets, and we will remember what we all stand for.
He's loving it, Vincent. Look. He's thinking Regent. I do love this type of death or whatever. Burn them and push them away. Looks sick.
First, the vampires kill a boy at the beginning of his journey, and then someone abducts our alpha. We are on our own, and we need to be ready to fight.
A dark and twisted lullaby. You weren't gonna stay down for too long.
You can take your time commemorating your dad. But when you're done, Marcel and I need your help. We know that it was a vampire.
No, sir. The witches are done being on call for you. You made it back to the top of the food chain. If you come after my witches again, it is going to be a war, and I don't mean a war between you and the Covens. I mean a war between you and me.
He has got some big balls. Vincent, man. He's good, though. Really good.
None of this makes sense. What could Hayley have done to deserve this?
Rise like a phoenix. There's a coin. Wait, what? That looked like a Nazi symbol. Wow, that's mad. Wow, that's mad. But I'm saying it's Aurora, because did Lucy not go after this daft little coin thing? Did she not? Have they not used the reference "Rise like a Phoenix" a few times as well? If I've got that right, I've got to say that's a good shout, isn't it? It is a good shout. If I have got it right, then I'm really happy with that one. But I mean, again, I thought it was a really interesting episode with lots of information. Now, I had a tiny bit of action, and now I am enjoying the season. I'm not going to lie, but I do feel like the next episode does need a bit of action. Now, I have no problem. I could happily, truthfully, hand on heart, watch this whole season with the information of how it's going right now. I feel like the pace is good enough for me. The information that's dropping in is very good, and I think it's dead intriguing because I'm constantly guessing. I'm trying to figure out who is who and what is what, and I'm liking how each character. I just like how the characters are playing out. You know, I do like how Vincent, he's just stood up to KLAUS. I like how KLAUS is showing his emotions all over. I like how he's teamed up with Marcel. He's being understanding as well. Josh is going against loads of stuff. So to me, I'm really enjoying it. Now, as a person who's watched the show completely through the Vampire Diaries and the originals, I know that there's lots of action all the time. We haven't had a lot of action this season, and I could see many people maybe watching this and thinking, oh, it's not what I expected it to be because there's no fighting. But for me personally, I am enjoying it. But I do wish next episode, let's have a bit more action. a bit of fighting, a bit of clarity on who actually took Hayley now, because it's only 13 episode season and we're going to be on episode 5, so we are creeping towards like nearly midway, and we're still being teased, so I'm excited, can't wait. I think it has been a good start. Okay, and that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today, and this video has been really interesting in my opinion. I think it's been really interesting, the fact that we've only seen, is it Hayley, 1 episode of this season so far? That's crazy. And Elijah 2 episodes. So, you know, not everybody's in it, which is really, really interesting. Now, I think that we're getting teased that it's Aurora that's taken Hayley, but I'm not 100% certain. But after seeing the, you know, the ending of the episode there, I am swaying towards Aurora. Now, it would make sense as well to me, because that lad who Hope's kind of interested in, he dropped her a little hint into her as well, that he seen her when he was in New Orleans the other day. So maybe it was just to refresh our mind that she's actually a person and not actually dead, you know. And now she's here and she's causing chaos, because I just think it's mad. KLAUS as well, he is willing to do whatever it takes to save Hayley, which is very good. But it's also like the effects of what Elijah said to him is taking a massive impact on him. And he's got control, but he's also not. Like, in most situations, he kind of knowing what he's doing. But then when it's coming to the sticky and tough decisions, he's not got his wise counsel. And Marcel's kind of stepping up and he's giving him that. And in this episode, he rejected it at one point and he had a fight and broke his neck. But I thought Marcel did give good, wise counsel. He said the right things, all the right things. He said, I'm part of the family now. You know, for the last 7 years, I've been on call. 1 second, I'm here. I'm always there, protecting Hope. And I actually am a big fan of that. I actually really am. Now, it's interesting because it seems like they are isolating the people that are not either, you know, the people that are a hybrid or whatever you would call Marcel. They're different than being a standard vampire, standard wolf, and it seems like people are not liking it right now. If you look, like, Hayley's been taken, they've gone after KLAUS a little bit, and they kind of like pushing Marcel. They want to kind of dethrone him. And people are standing up. Even Josh is standing up to Marcel. I kind of blamed him a little bit for KLAUS attacking him, the witch, and the wolf. Now, I don't think it was Marcel's fault at all. He tried to stop KLAUS. He tried to give him good counsel, and KLAUS retaliated and obviously took him out. So it's nothing to do with him. But I do think that it's interesting that we're dropping it in that people are doing, is it like a rebellion where they want to try and rise up and dethrone him, and they want to take charge themselves? Vincent, interesting. He kind of threatened KLAUS at the end, and we do like it when people threaten KLAUS because we know that stuff's going to go down. But he threatened him in an interesting way. He was like, look, we're no longer friends of you. The witches are not going to help you, and if you come after us, we're going to come after you, and it's going to be a war. And it's not going to be a war between you and the witches. It's going to be a war between you and me, which again I think is really good, because I think Vincent is a great actor. He's very powerful, and I think that he's looking at that woman who's chanting, and all the witches are chanting as well, and he's thinking, you know what, this is a decent community. We've finally got people united together when we haven't had that for so long with the ancestors and all the bad stuff that they've been possessing everybody to do. And Eve's saying, obviously, when Marcel's not been there for the past 5 years or 7 years or whatever, the city's been running really well, and they've come back and all chaos is breaking loose all over, you know. So I mean, it's an interesting way to look at it. Like how Hope was visited by Freya, and they was just discussing like different types of magic, and how, you know, she didn't beat around the bush. She was beating around the bush, and then she told her that, you know, what the witches said to her, that they think that you could possibly be the downfall, you could be the curse, you could be the one that takes everybody out, burns the city down, etc., if you don't control and hone your powers. And then she started getting a little bit mad and she set everything on fire, and it's just like, you know, that's prime example there that you need to get yourself under control. Freya as well, she did say some information that, you know, she's kind of devastated that she can't be with the woman that she loves. She doesn't really want that for Hope, really, does she? She wants her to just get everything under control. She don't want the drama that's, you know, follows with all this stuff and the responsibilities that they have. And do you know what I actually really like as well? Like, Hope kind of mentioned about Joe and what is it? Joe and Liz, that they're kind of mean girls, which I think is really interesting. You know, he said maybe it's like their evil lair, and it's like, well, I didn't expect that. I wanted them to be like a dynamic three-piece and like be obviously like a team girls group, but maybe they're like annoying. Can you imagine that, mate? Really annoying, because we've not seen them as adults yet. But I mean, I'm interested. I don't really know where we're going with this. The only thing that I'm going to predict is that KLAUS is dying and maybe Marcel's dying as well. Now that is just standard in terms of programs. Main characters always die, even though it disappoints me in terms of this program, because we are talking about the original family, the OG vampires, the ones that have been dominant for thousands of years, and then we watch it and then they're gone because we have to end the show. So, I mean, it's kind of sad, but that's what I'm going down. It looks like the wolves are standing up, the witches are standing up, and the vampires are standing up to everyone that is not part of a single faction and is more powerful than them. And I like the fact that Marcel did take KLAUS's side after he listened to everything that he said about Elijah. He knew it and didn't want to come back, and obviously how the only way they're going to find Hayley is if people fear them, if they've got authority. People haven't got it right now. They're standing up and thinking that they could do whatever they want, and obviously Marcel's come in and boom, stumps his foot down and saying we're doing this and that, and if you don't like it, well, KLAUS is here to sort you out. So I mean, intriguing again, and I can't wait to watch the next episode. So thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.